there. Welcome to the Beard Brothers Fantasy Football Podcast, presented by ATBSports.net. I am Beard Brother Dylan.
And I'm Beard Brother AJ.
And we have another weekly show ready for your listening pleasure. I don't know what that was, but
that came out funky.
Yeah, I'm a funky man.
Smell like it.
Go over the... Fuck off, man. I smell nicer than most of your friends do. All of your friends. I pride myself on my smell. So we got a full show ahead for you. Go over the docket with you guys real quick so you know what's going on. That cut off really
abruptly.
Yeah.
So much for that fade out.
Right. News and injuries with the play of the week. We got our cream of the crop.
And the flippity flaps.
Took you a second.
I almost forgot.
Champ or Chance. Primetime Pie recap with predictions for week 11. And then our starts of the week for week 11 as well. No bag o' mail this week.
Bag o' mail!
That falls on me because I forgot to post up in our socials.
And I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. I mean, you work right now. I don't. I dad full-time right now.
But you got that stay-at-home dad life going.
Yeah, and lift on the side. But yeah, and then we'll close it out with our CWFL recaps. And that'll be a whole-ass show for you motherfuckers.
A whole-ass show.
So we will jump right in. I got news, injuries, play of the week. Big one for anybody who has the tight end one on the year. Austin Hooper appears to have sprained his MCL. He went through an MRI today. More or less a day-to-day kind of play-it-by-ear thing.
I heard multiple weeks.
Yes, that's what the initial report I heard, but they're saying he could potentially play next week. It just depends. I doubt it with an MCL sprain. I'd say probably a week or two that he's at least out.
I'd say two. And what sucks about that is with it being this late into the season, your tight end streamers on the waiver wire look a little rough right now.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to snag out there anymore unless you're in like an 8 to 10 man league and redraft and there's just a shit ton of streamable tight ends on your waiver wire,
which would be weird.
But so that's a big hit to people trying to make a playoff push right now, which I would assume most people who have Austin Hooper are probably making a playoff push.
I'm pretty sure they're doing pretty well in their league. He's been top notch this year.
The top notch. Moving on from him, we got one of his teammates, Devon-Freeman, came out with a foot sprain, likely out 2 weeks or more from what I'm seeing on that one. Everything that I looked up before we started the show. It's just doesn't look good. He's got a really long list of injuries in his history,
didn't he?
Yeah, and it sucks to see. Brian Hill is the guy to pick up in this situation.
Looked pretty good filling in for him.
Yeah, Dan Quinn,
stat line I read.
Yeah, Dan Quinn came out and actually stated that Brian Hill's going to be their go-to guy in the coming weeks. So if you have a good amount of fab left, if you've got waiver priority and you need a running back, I'd go for it because starting running backs this late in the season on the waivers are hard to come by.
Yeah, slim to none, and I lost all train of thought.
Yeah, we're both extra tired tonight. AJ had a really long shift at work, and I was chasing two little chirins around.
Chirins.
Moving on from Devon-Freeman, we got Saquon Barkley. Did exit the game after his really rough week.
I didn't see any. I watched highlights of that. I didn't really pay much attention.
He finished with a yard rushing.
A yard.
A yard.
One singular yard.
Singular wireless.
Words are tough.
Yeah. Did have a shoulder X-ray done. Did come back negative, and then stated today in a press conference that he feels fine. It feels better than it did yesterday, and he'll more than likely be a go for next week. I don't see them holding him out for this. Barkley puts butts in those seats.
Oh God, yeah, and he's. I will say, I was going to say he was one of the main options for Dan Jones, but Golden Tate in that offense is proving to be super useful for Dan Jones.
And Darius Slayton, too, the rookie wide receiver. He has looked amazing for them. He had 2 touchdowns.
No shit.
Yeah. So, sorry, I lost where I was.
It was just on
Saquon, yep. Ty Johnson left the game with a concussion and did not return to the game. From what I saw, he didn't even come back out on the field.
That was the guy who took in for Carry-On, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, took over for Carry-On.
Do they have anybody else back there?
They have a couple other guys. I'm just not interested in any of them. I don't care.
But see, I never heard of Ty Johnson.
They went through 3 guys. There was another Johnson, I believe, and then I don't even remember their names because I was so disinterested in them.
It's probably another Johnson.
As was Johnson and Johnson and Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
But yeah, as fantasy football analysts, I feel like we should know that. So that's on me for not picking up on those other guys. But I'm not interested. It was a three-headed monster with Ty Johnson there.
And they're not going to have enough relevancy this late into the season.
No, especially with another one, Matt Stafford, was listed on Saturday as out officially for the game this past Sunday.
Actually, I think he was labeled in Saturday, out early Sunday morning.
It was I think it was Saturday that he was ruled out.
I just know the NFL is not too happy with the
he just randomly popped up on the injury report on Friday and then ruled out on Saturday.
Yeah, I guess he's got broken bones in his spine.
And he's had back issues in the past, which is weird, so everybody just thought he'll be fine.
Well, yeah, he's toughed out so much in his career.
Yeah, and this is the first time he's missed a game in however many starts.
136 starts.
That's what I thought it was 132, but yeah, I think you're right with 136.
I think he's got the sixth longest streak.
That doesn't surprise me because he had a really big injury history coming into the NFL.
Yes.
And had missed a couple games here or there, and then after that he was just like, well, fuck it, I'm going to play.
I'm going to play everything.
I'm going to be the best Lions quarterback ever.
Yay.
At least Super Bowl era. I'm not sure about those guys before the Super Bowl because they were winning championships back then. Haven't won one since the merger, though.
Sucks to suck, get wrecked.
Says the Browns fan.
Oh, yeah, dude, it sucks to suck to be a Browns fan, too, trust me. But, hey, we got to win.
You got it. You guys ate a dub.
We got that dub, boys.
Congrats. But moving on from Ty Johnson, Tyreek Hill did leave, and this was the scary thing. It was the same shoulder and the same looking play where he got injured earlier this year.
The one that took him out for a few weeks?
Yeah, and he left for a little bit, and I didn't hear anything for a little while, and then just poof, he's magically on my TV again, out there running routes and full speed.
He probably just got bored. It's like, all right, my shoulder.
I mean, the game itself wasn't boring. It was very entertaining. I'm still a little upset that the Chiefs lost because I don't care for the Titans.
Well, Derrick Henry just had himself a game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. He's up to running back 5 now.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it's insane. I didn't expect it, honestly.
Nobody did.
He's just rotting away on Brandon's team in our league of record.
And he's the Titans fan.
Yeah. So
did he start him this week?
Yeah, of course he did.
God,
yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, we have way too many roster spots. But we'll talk about that once we get to our CWFL recaps. And then, so, yeah, I think that's all I've got.
That's all I saw and everything like that, so I didn't have anything else.
There was a couple impactful injuries, but there wasn't as many on the offensive side that will, in fact, impact your fantasy team. I combined impact and fantasy at the same time, so I said in fact.
In fantasy. That would move us on to the play of the week.
Yes, I had a tie.
And I'm not disagreeing with it. I didn't see anything that really outshined it, especially your first one.
Yeah, because I do the docket, so I pick the plays of the week, right? Lamar Jackson had put a couple dudes on spin cycle, made them run into each other on a 47-year-old. A
47-year-old touchdown.
A 47-yard touchdown run. I apologize. The quality of this show might be a little low because we're both so exhausted. But we will power through for you guys.
Because we love you.
But yeah, had a 47-yard touchdown run. His little spin move he put on these guys as he was like getting into full speed, spun around both of them, and then just kept going like nothing happened.
He never lost like a step. It was like he did everything in full stride. It was like the shit you see out of Madden. Yeah. Like it was just perfectly timed.
His momentum just didn't cease.
Yeah, it's just like, oh cool, this is happening. Sucks to suck, guys.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a beautifully run read option. That was hard for me to say. And it looked amazing. So if you get a chance, look that up. And then, I hate to admit it, but Kyle Rudolph's touchdown catch.
Kyle Rudolph finally is doing things on my bench. Yeah.
Which is where he honestly should have been.
Yeah, because he's been so inconsistent this year. But that was... I thought he was throwing it away.
Oh, so did I.
Like, I still don't know if it was meant to go to him.
No, it was. It was a desperation, and it's weird. They showed a little stat line where Kirk Cousins has a perfect passer rating when he rolls out to his left.
What?
Yeah. A right-handed quarterback that rolls out to his left with a perfect passer rating.
Just tell him to do that every play then.
Yeah. Or as a defensive coordinator, maybe do a little extra scouting, find that out, and then have them contain,
force him to the right.
Contain on that side so he can't roll out.
But the throw goes just over Kyle Rudolph's head. Looks like it's going out of bounds to throw it away, and he just reaches up, snags this thing one-handed.
So yeah, snags it one-handed, doesn't bring his second hand over, and holds possession in that one hand.
Yeah,
like he just palms it.
Just yoink, give me that.
Tiptoes 2 feet in, and it's a touchdown. I was like, well, I can't even, I wasn't even mad about it because
you couldn't be mad at it.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
So as the Cowboys fan, I was like, I even gave Sierra, I was like, that sounded like a golf clap because I was just like, I just was dumbfounded and impressed by this play.
It's like you were grumpy but respectful.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, that's it for news, injuries, and play of the week. We're going to move right on to our cream of the crop.
And flippity flaps.
Yeah, our shitty DJ voices.
Flippity flaps.
So it's going to transition into our sleeper app. Pull up our rankings real quick.
Normally we have already ready up to go for this. No, I do.
You do.
Because I play ahead, but you're always reading the docket.
Oh, that is season stats. We'll move on to week 10. Bloop, bloop.
Boop.
Yeah, I would say number 1 was Lamar Jackson. We talked about that.
Which nobody's surprised anymore.
He's on pace, I think, to beat Patrick Mahomes' quarterback record for fantasy points by like 5 or 6 this year.
Really?
So on the pace that he's on right now, he's gonna beat it if he continues on this way. So good for him. And naturally, number 2. Oh, sorry, I'll go over his stat line real quick. 33.4 points in our league with 4 points per touchdown pass. 223 yards passing, 65 yards rushing. He did have a perfect passer rating. I saw that. 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. He only threw the ball 17 times.
He went 15 for 17, though.
Yeah, perfect passer rating.
Yeah, disgusting.
It doesn't say how many rush attempts he had, which is whatever. Yeah. But yeah, QB1 in the year. Yeah, you're playing him, you're starting him.
Actually, this says he's QB2.
Behind whom?
I don't know. You talked to the app about that.
Russell might have passed him tonight.
Because I think Russ was number 1 already before this. Yeah, he's number 1.
Okay. So yeah, Russ kept up enough to
keep his number 1 spot. Yeah. Number 2 on the week, Patrick Mahomes coming back.
His first week back.
Week back and throws for 446 yards.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns on 50 attempts. I did not see that stat.
He had a little jump pass about 15 to 17 yards downfield to Mecole Hardman, who ran it in for, I want to say, like a 50-yard touchdown, somewhere around that. And that was pretty close to play of the week.
But it was good to see Mahomes back out there after his knee got pushed like 3 inches to the side. And
you hear that as he pops it back in. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Boom, 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 boom. That was more than 7 seconds, so hopefully nobody listens to that.
Oh, well. I think that song's old enough that we can probably get away with it. But he looked good. I watched the highlights. It was good to see him, kind of falling back into old form pretty quickly.
Yeah, especially he didn't quite look like Mahomes before the injury, so I think him being out this extended amount of time let him get his other ailments in order, get his affairs in order. And so he looked like his old self against a pretty good defense in the Titans. So
because aside from his knee, oh good God, it just started so bad. But his ankle probably healed up a whole bunch too after getting stepped on too. So he's going to be a little bit more mobile, despite the fact that I don't think he ran at all that game. Yeah,
no, he usually doesn't. I mean, he might have a scramble here or there. You don't expect fantasy rushing points from him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to reset my thing because I was not in our league. I don't want to do it through our league. There we go.
I just had to make sure I was in our league to do it that way.
Quarterbacks. Sorry. Apologize for the
number 3 is Cuyler Murray.
Yes,
who's
sir.
Number 5 on the year.
Yeah, I mean he had that juicy matchup against the Bucks.
The Bucks, yeah.
And he was I believe my start of the week last week.
I think he was. I don't have your list. I have my list, not yours.
I'll have to look that up later. But yeah, he looked amazing. 324 yards passing. Watching him run real quick, because he did have 38 yards rushing. It's so funny because he's small. He's my size.
Yeah, he's tiny.
He's 5'10", and I'm 5'10", and it's just so funny watching his legs like as he runs down the field.
I'm glad you just pitter-pattered all over the floor.
Yeah.
Even though nobody can see it.
Pitter-patter. 3 passing touchdowns. Did throw a interception in there, but I mean I want to say one of the top 10 QBs on the year. Yeah, no, QB 5. So
yeah,
same thing with him. Most of the time you're starting him. Most of the time you're playing him. He does have a rough stretch of matchups coming up. Yeah, Niners. And then he's got his bye week in week 12.
Next week.
Rams D has looked much improved. Pittsburgh D still looks nasty. Sorry, I had to burp real quick. So, yeah, anyways, he's got a rough schedule coming up. It worries me a little bit about him. So, potentially look at a pivot. I mean, you're going to have to in week 12 anyways because he's on bye. And then number 4 for the week, Dan Jones.
Who?
Dan the man.
Dan Jones.
Yeah. 308 yards passing, did get 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns.
As I previously mentioned, 2. Well, actually, it might have been 3. He might have had 3. I'll have to look that up real quick.
I think only 2 of them went to Tate.
Yeah, Darius Slayton had 2 touchdowns. We'll talk about him in a little bit. I'm Dak in the saddle again.
I'm Dak!
Jesus Christ. That was supposed to be sad and somber.
I know he lost.
Because they wasted one of his best games of the year with shoddy play calling. 397 yards passing. This is number 5, Dak Prescott. Naturally, we're talking about Dak now. 3 passing touchdowns. Had an interception at the end of the game on a Hail Mary, so that's whatever. I mean,
it's a Hail Mary play.
It impacts you by -2 in most leagues, which sucks, but he still had an amazing week. Actually, if he hadn't thrown that interception, he would have finished as QB3 in the week.
Yeah, because he would have been 0.1 points ahead of Cuyler Murray.
Yep. And then, so yeah, I mean, he had a great week. He's up there. Cowboys offense is leading the league in yards right now, and he's leading it. Like, he's the captain of the ship. I am the captain now. And then he started a trend. I don't know if you saw that all over Twitter of his pregame warm up.
That dance.
Yeah, the dance.
You saw I shared it to the Facebook page, didn't you?
Oh, did you? Yeah.
They photoshopped him into that scene from Fresh Prince where they were doing the Kemosabe dance.
Oh, that's awesome.
When you get a chance, look that up on the page.
I'll have to check that out.
Oh, it's spectacular.
But yeah, I mean, he looks amazing. This offense looks amazing. Amari Cooper looks amazing. I stupidly sat him because my team's so ridiculously stacked. I was like, I'll put Devontae Adams in because Amari Cooper's coming off of an injury. And don't get me wrong, Devontae Adams still had a good game, and it wouldn't have mattered against you anyways, but Amari Cooper went the fuck off again.
Yeah, he did.
Number 6, I'll let you talk about him because he's your guy.
Yeah, see, the Stallion Josh Allen, 266 yards in the air with no passing touchdowns. Which kind of, I mean, it was a low-scoring affair.
But he did giddy up into the end zone twice on the ground.
Yeah, he did have 2 of the rushing touchdowns. He only rushed for 28 yards. They still did lose to the Cleveland Browns, which I was excited. We needed a win. I'm glad that Josh Allen was still able to put up 24 points for me. Needed them.
I don't know if Chandler was joking, but I saw on Twitter that he said that they're going to go 10-6 and make it to the Super Bowl. I'm assuming he's joking.
Who, the Browns?
Yeah. Because they're 3-6 now.
Chandler, calm down, dude.
I'm fairly certain he was being sarcastic. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell on Twitter sometimes, but I'm fairly certain he wasn't.
Chandler, please tell us you were joking. Say, as a Browns fan, I bought into the hype a little bit too, but I don't see 10-6 in our future. Not anymore.
Number 7. Another New York quarterback. That was almost 3 out of the last 4 are New York quarterbacks. Sam Darnold finished number 7, 230 yards passing, 25 yards rushing. I think his rushing touchdown was like a 14-yarder, or it might have been a 20-yarder.
Really?
Yeah. He's got some wheels, man. He can scoot when he needs to. Leg and mobility wise, I equate him to Aaron Rodgers just because of his ability to extend plays. He's not fast by any stretch.
He's not your rushing quarterback by any means.
But very much like Aaron Rodgers, he can extend plays and get out of the pocket and stuff like that. I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers. Please don't misconstrue that. But, he looked really good. Had a rushing touchdown, had a passing touchdown against that squishy Giants D. He has another good chunk of games coming up against really bad opponents. He's got Washington next week, Oakland, who's terrible against quarterbacks, Cincinnati the week after that, Miami the week after that, and Baltimore, whose defense has been hit or miss.
Yeah, they closed the week out against two tougher defenses in Pittsburgh and Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo's starting to look beatable.
Yeah,
compared to where they were in the beginning of the season.
I mean, they were on the road in Cleveland though, so I give them a little bit of reprieve on that. But
yeah,
Baker still looked good against them.
It's about time he looked good.
Yeah. Still nowhere to be found in the top 12 though. Oh, look at that, number 13. You know who finished higher than him? Jeff Driscoll.
You know who else finished higher than him? Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Number 8, Kirk Cousins, had a serviceable day. 19.3 points, 220 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns.
I am super glad I decided to start starting him in our league when I did, because Phillip Rivers has just been tanking, and
Phillip Rivers doesn't look like Phillip Rivers anymore.
No,
I don't know what's going on.
That whole
with
team has been up and down. It's like this gnarly roller coaster that I'm glad I got off of. Number 9 is Jameis Winston, 358 in the air, 40 on the ground, 1 passing touchdown.
He's had a couple games this year where he shows that he's got some legs and he can break tackles once he gets there, or once he gets to tacklers. I've seen him make effort plays where he's diving for first downs and stuff like that. Did have his traditional 2 interceptions this game though.
Does he have a game without an interception?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I am looking that up right now. Oh, he's had... Nope.
But he might have fumbled.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
Yeah,
he's got 3 games without an interception, but I don't see anything about fumbles.
Yeah, I'm sure he fumbled in each one of those games.
I'll have to look that up separately.
The guy replacing the Iron Man that is Matt Stafford, Jeff Driscoll.
Jeff Driscoll.
Came in number 10, 19.1 points. This just proves that you can stream quarterbacks. This is why you should always draft them late. I know, like, big names, everyone wanted a piece of Mahomes. You would have had to spend, like, a 2nd or 3rd round pick on him this year.
I saw him go, like, 2nd, 3rd round in
I've seen him go in first rounds in leagues.
I saw him go first in 2 mock drafts I did before the start of the season. Which is outrageous.
Number 11, speaking of streaming quarterbacks.
Oof.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky did have 3 passing touchdowns against that really, really bad
Detroit Lions defense.
Yep.
That secondary is just not looking too good.
And Ryan Tannehill looks like a consistent streamable quarterback, finishing in the top 12, 17.9 points, 2 passing touchdowns on 181 yards passing.
He's been top 10 the last 2 weeks, hasn't he?
I think so.
Which is crazy to me. Well, he went 18 points, 25 points, 17 points.
Well, 18, 18, 25, almost 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very streamable numbers.
Yeah. He's definitely somebody to look out for. And if he's out on waivers in your league, I highly suggest picking them up.
Yeah, especially with, he's on bye next week. So it might be a good time to stash him if you need to, because I'm sure a lot of people will drop him. And but he's got the Jags coming out of the bye, and then the Colts. Does have Oakland and Houston though in week 14 and 15. So if you're in a 2 QB league, he wouldn't be a bad second option.
And then the only person after him, Baker, finally gets a dub.
Still finishes a QB too.
Yeah, he only got you 17 points, 238 in the air, 1 yard rushing, 2 passing touchdowns.
We've got our cream of the crop running backs. Our first 4 guys you're starting. Derrick Henry, 33 points, had 188 yards rushing, 3 receiving yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He's normally involved a little. He had 2 receptions for 3 yards. He has been involved in the passing game, which is nice to see. Dalvin Cook, I believe, is still running back 2, behind only Christian McCaffrey, who's on pace to break every fantasy football record ever. Aaron Jones. They're starting him.
Yep.
27.3. Christian McCaffrey, 25.1.
You're starting him.
Yep. Here's the one I wanted to talk about, which actually we will talk about him next.
We'll bring him up in a few minutes.
Ronald Jones had an amazing game. didn't get on the field a whole bunch and did only have 29 yards rushing on 11 rushes. Did get into the end zone, but 8 out of 8.
8 for 8.
Yep. For 77 yards in the receiving game.
That's 15 points in itself.
Yeah, he looks serviceable. And I listened to the Ballers a little bit earlier today, and they talked about this stat where like he only had 4 receptions in his career in high school.
He's got more receptions, I think it was, in this game than he did like all of last season or something. Yeah. Which is, because I listened to like the first, I think like 15 minutes of the Ballers today while I was at work. Who was after him?
Melvin Gordon. Yep. I mean, he's going to be hit or miss because that Chargers defense is all over offense is all over the map. And it's weird, but you take what you can get out of him.
They're actually putting a decent split between him and Eckler, with Eckler being more of the pass-catching back.
Yeah, Gordon was on the better side of that 50-50 with 62% snap percentage, which is to be expected. I'd say it's usually about 60-40 or like 60-35 with empty sets and stuff like that. Josh Jacobs finished at number 7. I'm just going to try to blow through most of these running backs because it's guys that you're starting.
Oh, yeah.
Left Bell, number 9. Chris Carson.
You just going to skip over Joe Mixon?
Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. Joe Mixon actually looked great in this game.
He's got back-to-back games now where he's starting to put something together in that backfield for Cincinnati.
And it was funny that at one point he had 88 total yards and the rest of the team had 82. So I think that was like somewhere along the lines of close to halftime or on the opposite side of halftime. Lev Bell at number 9, Chris Carson number 10, Alvin Kamara number 11, Kareem Hunt what was that point?
He had 14.4.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb had 14.1.
Basically tied for the last spot in the running back 1 category.
Yep.
Brian Hill, though, the guy that I mentioned earlier in the injuries, did finish with 14.1 points and looked, not amazing in the ground game. He doesn't look like anything special, but he's a starting running back on a good offense. So, snag him up.
I know it looks like Kareem Hunt's on the waiver wire in our league. Mm-hmm. It looks like he's going to be the pass-catching back for...
Yes, 100%.
So
I'm a little upset that you admitted to our fans that somehow Kareem Hunt made it to the waivers in our Dynasty League because Mac fucking beefy-fingered again. He didn't beefy-finger. He just didn't call and ask for my help because he's not the most fantasy football savvy guy.
All he's got to do is listen to the show.
Listen to the show or call me.
Or text.
He had him in his IR spot, and he thought he had to drop him. I was like, no, you could have just moved Will Fuller into your IR spot and moved Kareem into your bench.
I'm really tempted to try to snag him.
How much fab do you have left?
I don't know. Let me find out.
Probably not enough.
I'm about to find out right now, if you want to keep talking.
Moving on to wide receivers. Christian motherfucking Kirk. The captain. He is the captain now.
I think this is his first big game this whole year.
No, God, no. Like big boom game, but he's had 10.4, 17.4, 15.9. He's been serviceable.
Wasn't he hurt?
7. Yeah, he was injured weeks 5 through 7.
I dropped him in my league with the Dispatchers.
Oh, okay.
Andy picked him up this week on waivers.
Oof. Did he start him?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Luckily, he wasn't playing me.
Yeah.
I started Cup.
But yeah, oh, God, yeah, we'll talk about that in our flippity flops. But yeah, week 8 against the Saints, he had 17.8. He did have a pooper against the Niners, but that's to be expected. And then, this massive game against the Tampa Bay. He's another one because of that really rough stretch of Cardinals games. Actually, no, we'll save that because he's in our next segment.
I just put all but $1 of my fab on Kareem Hunt and see if I get him.
How much did you have?
$41.
You're not going to get him.
Why, because you're going to go out over me? No, you have no money.
Making moves. Darius Slayton for the wide receivers came in at number 2. We mentioned him a little bit ago. 10 receptions for 121 yards. Everyone thought that Golden Tate would have the big boom week, and it turns out that him and Darius Slayton would have the big boom week against this really squishy Swiss cheese of a secondary that the Jets have. But yeah, it looked amazing. Got 14 targets. So if Sterling Shepard's not playing, Darius Slayton should be rostered.
100%.
Yeah.
10. He caught 10 of those.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill missing a little chunk of the game. Still finished with 11 receptions for 157 yards and a touchdown.
Still got you 33 points after missing part of the game.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Amari Cooper, number 2 wide receiver in standard leagues, number 4 receiver in PPR leagues. He's in your lineup. You're playing him. He looks amazing still. 11 receptions for 147 yards and a touchdown. He is being the opposite of what he was last year, where he was the polar opposite of consistent. He was inconsistent.
Yeah, very inconsistent.
And he is you look up the word consistent in the dictionary this year, and Amari Cooper's face is right there. Michael Thomas, without getting into the end zone, still finished with 28 points, 13 receptions for 152 yards.
See, because I'm pretty sure the field goal the kicker had all of the points in that game for New Orleans.
Jarvis Landry working his way back a little bit. He's had a good stretch here the last couple weeks.
9 for 10 for 97 and a touchdown.
Yeah. He's, the last 3 weeks, 11.5 against New England, 17.1 against Denver, 24.7. It looks like Baker's got that connection with him and not OBJ.
And your least favorite Cowboy receiver, Randall Cobb.
All of them, including, Michael Gallup, finished in the top 15. All 3 of them.
That's disgusting, and they still lost.
Yeah. That's because Zeke couldn't do shit, and our coaches know how to perfectly call the wrong play at the right time.
Yeah.
Or wrong play at the wrong time, I guess. Randall Cobb snuck in 6 receptions. I don't see this being a consistent thing for him. Now, Golden Tate, on the other hand, 4 receptions for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. Looked awesome. He looks like he's still got that it factor to him.
Since he's come back, his first week back, he put up 4.
Mm-hmm.
Going up against New England, he put up 22. And then it was 14, 16.
Scored the first wide receiver touchdown against the Patriots when he did that. Yeah, 14, 16.
11,
yep.
And then 22 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, solid flex wide receiver too.
Consistent.
Yeah. DJ Moore looked amazing. 9 receptions for 120 yards. Looked like Kyle Allen's favorite target out there. Kind of tied with Greg Olson. Deebo Samuel looks...
I'm not sure how much of that game you caught before you got here.
No, I didn't really. Like I said, I only saw like a play or two.
They were, since, the Niners got that real solid backfield, Seattle was kind of loading the box quite a bit, trying to prevent the run.
Making Jimmy try to beat them.
And forcing Jimmy try to beat him, deep. Debo was just getting open on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy was hitting him. It was perfect. So he had himself one heck of a game. 8 for 10 for 112. He didn't get in the end zone, but put up enough yardage with enough catches to...
I'm sure he'll come up because I don't see him anywhere on this list, but Manny Sanders finished below 2 49ers wide receivers. Kendrick Bourne was the other one that had a pretty solid game, finished wide receiver 18.
But see, Bourne's the one that got their touchdown, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was. Devontae Adams, my start of the week from last week, Jamison Crowder, looked amazing. 5 receptions for 81 yards and a touchdown.
I'm sorry, who?
Oh. Jamison Crowder.
Crowder.
That clam Crowder.
Crowder.
I'm going to pack the car in the Harvard yard and put my foot in your ass. That sounded a lot like Peter Griffin.
You were getting
the end. At the end, it sounded like Peter, yeah. Number 12, Devontae Adams. I'm sorry, I'm kind of not letting you talk about him. I'm trying to burn through most of these guys.
You're good.
Cream of the crop. That'll pretty much do it. Marquise Brown, he'll come up a little bit later. Finished at 14, 4 receptions for 80 yards and a touch.
Moving on to the tight ends. Mark Andrews getting back to that top spot for the week.
Fuck off.
all 3 tight ends I had on my team for this week, because I forgot to drop one to make space. All of them had touchdowns, I believe, this week. I believe Jason Witten had one.
No.
Or he just
every one of the wide receivers did.
Okay. But all
the 3 main
all of
receivers.
my tight ends did fantastic. But I'm glad I started Mark Andrews because he got up 23.3 points.
If you hadn't started him, the other one you would have started is Kyle Rudolph. And he finished as tight end 3. Travis Kelce should have finished as tight end 1 this week. He did have a touchdown called back on a bullshit pick play.
Yes, that would have definitely got him over Mark Andrews.
Well over. Jacob Hollister sitting on our waiver wire. He looks like he's going to fill in for Big Willie Energy.
He's going to fill in quite nicely.
His last 2 games has looked phenomenal. 19.7 last week, 20.2 this week.
And I know you were thinking Luke Wilson was going to fill into that slot, but it's...
You were the one who brought up Luke Wilson last week, not me.
You were the one that brought him up when Will first went down.
Oh, yeah. No, because he was the backup at the time. Nobody had even heard of Hollister.
Everybody has now.
Yeah, exactly.
So he definitely seems to be one of Russ's the go-to targets, especially for checkdowns.
Hopefully for all those people who had Kittle out for tonight, were able to pivot to Hollister and put him in, because he probably won you the week. Or helped you win the week, or got you damn close. Greg Olson, my tight end, started the week last week.
Reliable.
Mm-hmm. 8 receptions for 98 yards. Didn't get in the end zone, but did have 10 targets. Along with DJ Moore. I think. Did DJ Moore have 10? He hit 11. So, yeah, pretty close. Game script-wise, Panthers got down against the Packers, so they were passing the ball quite a bit to catch up. And then, let's see who we got next here.
I'm looking at my team real quick. I had 4 tight ends on my team for some reason.
The other one was number 6, Gerald Everett. That's what I thought.
It wasn't Witten. I was thinking of Everett, not Witten.
Everett had 8 receptions for 68 yards. I considered him for start of the week. O.J. Howard. Yay! He finally did something.
I think Gerald Everett was my start of the week last week.
Was he?
I believe so. Double checking.
But yeah, O.J. Howard, 4 receptions for 47 yards. 2 of those receptions came almost back-to-back on the same drive.
He was my start of the week last week.
Kudos. We both had good tight end starts of the week. Because our running backs were fucking trash.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. You had... Not Jordan Howard, Jesus Christ.
I had Josh Jacobs.
You had Montgomery.
I had Josh Jacobs, but I also put up David Montgomery.
You said David Montgomery, though.
I know.
On the show.
I put him on first.
Okay, I was just making sure. And I said Devin Singletary.
Yeah.
So, woo. Jared Cook finished at number 8, looking like they're kind of phasing out Josh Hill out of that offense and bringing Jared Cook back into the fold. Jack Doyle looked good. He's been great since he's been back and healthy.
Yep. Hunter Henry looked good. He got you a touchdown. A guy I've never heard of until reading his name just now.
Yeah, Anthony
for the Titans.
Yeah, Ferkser. I've heard of his name before, but he's not going to be fantasy relevant. Only in on 27% of snaps. He's the second tight end behind Jonnu Smith right now with Delaney Walker out. So Delaney Walker should be back next week or whenever week 12 when they're done with their bye.
Yeah,
he's nobody to worry about. That'll more or less do it. Austin Hooper did get you a decent performance, 4 receptions for 17 yards, did get a touchdown before he went out with his injury. I'm going to move on to we're going to snake
into the flippity flops.
Yes, sir. Let's see what we got here.
Into that, Darren Waller.
Yeah, it worries me that I don't want to say he's a flash in the pan because he's not. I don't think he is. There's people out there saying that there's other options you should go with. I don't think so. I think he's
just hitting maybe a little bit of a lull in the season.
Yeah, and they got the Bengals, the Jets, and the Chiefs in these next 3 consecutive weeks. So
I expect him to bounce back.
It'll tell you if he's gonna be worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if he's gonna be the guy, especially in dynasty leagues, that's gonna be your tight end 1 for your team. T.J. Hawkinson, meh.
Being the hawk strap again.
He was the meh strap in this one. 3 catches for 42 yards, whatever. Jason Witten, who's been pretty goddamn consistent this year. 2 receptions for 17 yards. Hurt your team a lot with that one. No one's doing the Vance dance anymore.
Nope.
Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, so you even picked him up off waivers.
Who, Gesicki?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's been good the last 2 weeks, and I thought, with Evan Ingram being out, I needed somebody to fill in.
Nope.
Yeah. Mike Gesicki.
Gesicki,
$5. Give you Gesicki.
Good God, he didn't give you Gesicki. He gave you bad sucky.
Yeah, fucking Chris Herndon, people who were excited for him to come back, 1.7 points. On to the wide receiver flippity flops. Julio Jones is the first one that comes to mind. Odell Beckham, firmly entrenched in our flippity flops.
Yeah, say both of those guys
Barely
just
broke
got
10 points.
Got to the top side of 10 points, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Watkins has not done a damn thing since game 1.
Yeah. I think on the Ballers they mentioned that since from week 2 on, he's like wide receiver 65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just hot garbage.
Yeah. He's now lowly wide receiver 32 on the year, and it's all buoyed by the first week he had.
Yep. So he's 35 overall in the wide receiver position.
You're looking at non-PPR again.
Was I?
Yep. Click on him again. He's right there.
Oh, that was in standard.
Stop doing that.
It's the first one in the order.
Mike Williams had a bad game. Juju Smith-Schuster, another bad game. It's tough to see with all that talent he has. And he got into a bit of a turf war with Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's like, you're no Antonio Brown. And he's just like, I know.
Well, yeah, so even Juju was like, yeah, I get it.
I know I'm
like,
not.
He's like, one day I will be. Like, he was just like, okay, dude, cool.
Tyler Cold Lockett.
Yeah, he was definitely not the hot locket this week.
5.9 points. Tyrell Williams, 5.5. You had a lot of people letting you down out there. Zach Pascal was a guy
and
that
you were hyped on him.
Yeah.
He's been playing solid. I didn't blame you for being so hyped on him.
And you would have thought with Brian Hoyer just looked like trash. That offense did not look the same. He filled in well once Jacoby got hurt last week, but it
didn't roll that well this
I'm hoping
week.
he gets better soon because
they need him.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So we'll move on to the running backs.
Your running back start of the week, 6 points. Todd Gurley, 6.3. Oof.
Matt Breida, 4.5.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones. Jalen Samuels, who everybody was starting in place of James Conner since he was out with injury, only 7 points. Yikes.
Oh,
yeah.
Jeez.
Saquon Barkley, you see it now?
Yep.
13 rushes for yard.
That's just outrageous to me.
Yeah. 30 receiving yards on 5 receptions.
That's the only reason he was even somewhat in the points.
He got outscored by a fucking fullback this week.
No shit.
Alec Ingold for the Oakland Raiders.
Jesus.
Yeah. He had a receiving touchdown.
Good God.
Yeah, Zeke, 8.3. Not much better.
No. Not at all. I was very disappointed in him. Marlon Mack only got you 9.
Oh, we'll talk about that real quick because we were talking about how bad Brian Hoyer was. Dolphins just won their second game in a row.
Oh God.
Yeah, they beat
I
the
did
Colts.
not realize that. Did they just say, like, all right, cool, guys. First half of the season, we tanked it. Let's go 8-8.
Yeah. They're going to bounce back.
For some reason. I'm pretty sure the head coach is going to get fired soon for winning a game.
More or less. Oh, and then the other big one, David Johnson.
Did he come back this week?
Yeah. What did he finish
Did he
with?
do anything worth a shit this week?
Hold on, I gotta type in his name because I can't find him.
I'm still scrolling. Still scrolling. Did he finish in the negatives?
Yeah, he finished -1.
I was going to say, I'm at the zeros.
He finished with 0. He goose-egged in most traditional leagues. Our fumble system's fucked up in our league. But,
oh, shit. Even Tony Pollard finished at -0.4. And then...
Yeah, because he had 1 rush for -4 yards.
And I forgot I even had Rashad Penny on my team. But he fumbled and lost it and finished with -2.8.
Yeah.
He was the...
Yeah, that's why we got to fix that. The way it works is if you fumble and lose it in our league for some reason. I think Alex convinced me it's -3. Yeah. It's annoying. We'll fix that come off season. That's not even...
Rashad Penny was running back 116 on the week.
Quarterback stinkers.
Nobody went negative.
Jimmy G, 9 points.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers, 10 points. Yikes.
Drew Brees, 11.5.
You expected more against that really squishy Atlanta D. I just don't know what the fuck happened, man. They were sacking him like crazy, and they looked rejuvenated for some reason. Like
they got over that Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah. Oh, my quarterback start of the week. Yikes. Phillip Rivers was my QB start of the week last week.
12.3 points. Kyle Allen, you're not expecting a lot out of.
Jared looks off again.
Yeah, right as, he starts doing well enough for me to pick him up in another league and pair him with Cooper Kupp.
And 2 picks.
But that was, how did Cooper Kupp get by our flippity flops?
Oh, because he goosed. That's why. Yeah, we meant to talk about him.
Yeah.
That he pulled.
What happened?
So this is going to be one of those games. You remember Mike Evans goosed earlier this year.
Yep.
So it's going to be that. Cooper Kupp's going to be fine. He's still one of the top 10 wide receivers in fantasy right now. He will be okay. And actually, let me see here real quick. What? How did I switch to wide receivers? Fuck it on my face. Let me see their upcoming schedule. I don't think their schedule looks great. Yeah, they've got the Bears, the Ravens, Cardinals, and Seahawks. That'll be better for the passing game all around because both secondaries in those teams have been fucking snot rockets. All right, so yeah, that'll do it for our cream of the crop
and the flippity flops.
Stop it!
I will not. You are not my father, sir. You are barely my real mother.
Look at my face. Stop it, Ron.
Stop.
Slavio.
Stomp it.
Akio bomb.
What's next in the show? God, we need to start doing these earlier so we're not just so slam happy.
Okay, Double D. Next on the docket is buttered toast.
I was trying to figure out how that you knew that I was looking at standard, and I forgot my phone is mirrored to my TV right now, and you can see behind me.
So next up, we've got our Champ or Chance. It's a quick one. I've only got 2 guys. Well, 3. I forgot I squeaked him in at the last second. Ronald Jones, 21.6 points. His big number that we went over was his 8 receptions on 8 targets. He is their lead back. I think he is a solid flex option. Honestly,
yeah. I will agree with that 100%.
Most people are in 10 to 12 man leagues, and it's start him. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
But
it's hard. I mean, there's better options out there than him. It's not likely that most people have them rostered.
Yeah, but are you going Champ or Chance on him?
I'll say tentative Champ because he's a starting running back on a good offense. I mean, their run offense isn't amazing, but overall, just their offense is able to move the ball and get him red zone touches.
How has he been performing this whole season?
I wouldn't worry so much about the whole season because you remember early on it'd be like Ronald Jones, yeah, and then Peyton Barber week 2, yeah. See,
yeah,
but the last 2 weeks 16.2 and 21.6.
I'm going to join you in that tentative spot with being a tentative Champ, just based on the fact that he's going to have a bigger role now,
and that's what they've been come out and said that he's going to be their lead guy now. So you'll still see Peyton Barber peppered in there. Pepper a little bit of Peyton. But it's Ronald Jones' job to lose.
Yeah. So I'll give a tentative Champ on that.
Next up, we got Christian Kirk with his massive, just big old whomping 37.8 points. I'm going Chance just because of that schedule I talked about.
I will honestly agree with you because
they're a pass happy offense. You can still start him, but who do they have before the bye in week 11?
They have the Niners again.
So they have the Niners again, and that's going to be rough sailing. Though they did light them up 2 weeks ago when they played them.
They came close to beating them.
Yeah, and but yeah, I don't see it being consistent. I think he'll still be a solid wide receiver 3 flex option.
Yep,
in that range, but I'm not nowhere near this, and nowhere consistently booming as
I can see him breaking double digits consistently. I see him getting maybe 10, 11 points each time, but I'd say a Chance 100%.
And then moving on from him, Kyle Rudolph, Chance City, bitch.
Chance City, bitch.
Yeah. Their offense is so weird. It's just been so inconsistent.
That's Mario Party chance time. Yeah. That's how much of a chance that is. There's no way he's going to...
So you're saying it's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
That's why I altered it a little bit to fit what I was saying. But yeah, I think he'll be a consistent red zone target, but it's why it's called Rudolph the Red Zone Reindeer. But which is funny because Sierra saw the picture of him when he was doing like his little Kyle Rudolph, this school, tight end, whatever the intro thing that they do for the players. And she was like, "Holy shit, he's got a red nose. He looks like a reindeer." She's like, "I just got that because his name's Rudolph." I'm like, "Yeah, he's called Rudolph the Red Zone Reindeer."
Should have been Kyle Rudolph, North Pole.
Yeah. Santa Claus University.
Speaking of that, the guy from was it the Ravens who said body built by Taco Bell?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Was that 2 weeks ago?
Matthew Judon.
Yeah. I thought that was just this week.
Their edge rusher. No, you probably saw it on Melissa's feed, which that was from Wednesday.
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
I came across my feed today too. But yeah, he's going to be touchdown dependent and he will be streamable. He's not going to be a starting tight end, I don't think, personally.
No, I drafted him last year as a good top end tight end, and that bit me in the ass a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also had well, I shouldn't say, I also had Gronk last year.
Yeah, he was supposed to be, Rudolph was supposed to be your backup.
Yeah.
God, I can't stop being gassy.
You're just a gassy gust.
So yeah, I mean, that's more or less going to do it for our Champ or Chance. Move on to our Primetime Pass.
Primetime Pass.
It finally happened for the first time since we first made these bets.
See, the first time since the first one. Mm-hmm. I have finally done it again.
Okay, calm down, Jericho.
A little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly. Ooh.
Ooh.
But yeah, he that fucking Vikings game I lost in almost all of my leagues in sleeper. Cowboys lost. Super mad, threw my phone. And then that game lost me a pie bet.
Yep.
So your boy had a rough weekend, I should say. Just a rough Sunday.
Sunday was not a Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
I was like a drug addict going in for confession. It was just a rough Sunday.
Jesus, dude.
Jesus, indeed. I had to say 12 Hail Marys.
All 12 of them?
Yeah.
That's a lot of Hail Marys, man.
Well, I said one at the end of the Cowboys game, and it came up intercepted.
You must not have said it with enough conviction.
But yeah, I ate the L. We'll be eating the L pie eventually once Alex ever fucking gets his.
Well, it's just kind of, if you guys have been waiting for that video, it's just been a lot of timing constraints and timing issues with my work schedule, Alex's schedule.
My work schedule and his work schedule, and we just can't find a date to see
I'm
each
sorry.
other.
Not all of us get to sit at home with our childrens all day now.
Yeah, well, I've earned it, so suck my left nut, sir.
Just the left one?
Yeah, he's lonely. He sits up higher than righty. But
gross facts I didn't need to know.
I'm not telling the truth. It's the right one that sits higher than the left one.
Anyway,
you'll never know. I'm an enigma. I said like Jim Carrey.
Let's get on to these
as the Riddler.
These picks.
We've got 3 pretty decent games. Steelers at Browns. Browns are favored by 3 points.
See, I saw that, and I can't believe it.
I'll let you pick. Being the resident Browns fan.
Is it in Cleveland?
It's in Cleveland, yeah. It straight up says on my docket if you fucking read.
I can't read.
It says Steelers at Browns.
Reading's hard, okay? I want to believe in them. I'm taking them.
You want to believe Land?
The Browns are favored by 3. I will take the Browns.
What have the Browns mostly struggled with this year?
Football?
Yeah. Playing the sport of football. It's been their offense. It's not their defense.
No, yeah. See, the defense is actually playing halfway decent
and
this
year.
year.
And the Steelers' D has looked great.
Yeah.
Looked amazing.
Well, and that's what scares me.
And I like the Steelers' D this week as a streaming defense. I feel like it's the smart bet for me to take the Steelers and the points. Just because I know 3's not much of a spread, but it's still a slight advantage towards the Steelers because, I mean, it would be a pick 'em if it was on a neutral field. The only reason the Browns are favored by 3 is because
they're in Cleveland.
Because it's in Cleveland, yeah. Usually it's 2.5 to 3 points for the home field. So yeah, I'll take the Steelers. What score do you have, AJ?
That's what I've been trying to think this whole time while you're talking.
I'll say low scoring affair on a Thursday night game. I'll say Steelers 17, Browns 14. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's more entertaining than that, but
you just never know.
Yeah.
Well, so they need to at least win by 4?
3. We've covered this before.
Oh, I thought
when the spread is 3, I'll give it to you if they cover. If they hit 3, which in Vegas would be a wash, if they hit that, we'll give it to the team that's favored.
Okay. I am going to say 24-21. I say they win it. They sneak it with a field goal at the end of the game.
Okay.
I think that's probably how it'll play out. It just depends on which offense shows up.
If they show up.
If the offensive line shows up.
I do think having Kareem there gives them an extra dynamic. Their defense has been so suffocating, and the Steelers' offense finds ways. I mean, their defense carried them to that win against the Rams, but I think they could consistently do that. And I just think overall of organizations, I trust the Steelers organization more than I trust the Browns organization right now.
I can understand that.
And it's
especially with as stout and as consistent, and
I would like to be wrong. I would like to see Baker turn his season around and start to play like the hype man that he was coming into the season.
It's that Steelers defense is just so...
Mm-hmm. And it's the Pittsburgh Steelers organization is just well run. It has been for years.
And they've always been a very well-rounded defensive team.
And competitive. Well, except for when they had the killer bees, when they had Bell and Roethlisberger.
Well, yeah.
Bell,
I'm just saying their defense has always been good.
Yeah. But that's what I was trying to say is during that little stretch there, they were strictly offensive team. Yeah. But yeah, I'll take the Steelers. You got the Browns in that one. That'll be a good split. Next game.
I can say, like you took the Cowboys, like I couldn't not take the Browns.
Yeah. This one's a little frustrating for me because it's Bears at Rams. Rams are favored by 6.5 points. Now, this is the Sunday night game, and we're firmly into the territory where they can flex in more or less whatever game they want from the Sunday slate.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are they not putting on the Ravens-Texans?
Maybe they're not as high on it as you are.
Why not? That's 2 first-place teams.
Oh, I know. I'm with you on
the Colts might still be first place, but still, they should. Deshaun Watson versus Lamar Jackson. I want to bet that game, but no, we're stuck because it's primetime pies and not whatever the fuck we want pie bets.
Well, we kind of have a whatever the fuck we want pie bet with Trubisky.
Well, no, you can make pie bets on the side. It's just not a primetime pie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bears at Rams. Rams favored by 6.5, like I already said. This one's tough for me, so I'll let.
I'm already writing down my answer. I'm taking the Rams.
Okay.
I see the Bears defense playing super well, but I don't believe the Bears offense is going to be good enough to get past the Rams defense and put up enough points to win.
Yeah, I worry about this Rams offense and how turnover prone Goff has been. He's looked like Jameis Winston this year.
God, that's
where
terrible.
he can still make plays. He's still on pace for like 4,400 yards passing.
Yeah.
That sounds very Jameis Winston to me. With how many interceptions and fumbles he's had this year. It worries me with how opportunistic that Bears defense still can be. They very much were against the Lions this last week, but I'll still take the Rams at 6.5. I'll take the Rams. Let's see here.
They need to win
24 to 17.
Okay, that's close to how I had it. I had it 28-20.
Okay.
And that takes us on to the last game,
In Mexico.
Chiefs at the Chargers are the home team. Okay.
Are
Chiefs,
considered the home team.
Doesn't matter where the Chargers are; they're never going to be the home team.
Exactly.
So the Chiefs and the Chargers.
They were the home team against the Packers.
That's because they were winning.
Yeah. I'm sure there were more Packers fans there though than Chargers fans.
I'll guarantee it. Chiefs are the Chargers, and Chargers are favored by 6.5.
Yeah. You can more or less take away the fact that it's a neutral field, so it says Chiefs at Chargers, but
yeah, but they're not even in America.
Yeah, that's just like a prop at this point. It's
like a London game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really, if the same Chargers show up as they did against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, I give them a solid shot in this game. I just don't know if I trust Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, I know. that's a big thing for me too, and I would also consider the Chiefs as a streaming defense this week because they can sack the quarterback, and the Chargers' offensive line has been bad. And that's a big reason as why Phillip Rivers has just not looked like Phillip Rivers this year. And sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was trying to look something up as well. But yeah, the offensive line looks bad. Phillip Rivers doesn't look right. They got injuries galore all over this team. So, I don't even need that info. I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Chiefs as well.
And I'll say pretty big. They're going to be pissed off after losing to the Titans.
I'm saying 35-14.
That's pretty big. I'll say 34-23.
Okay.
So that will do it for our primetime pie.
The picks are in.
And it's you this week who has to depend on your team to not get you pie.
Yeah, I know. Do I have complete faith in them? Not really.
Absolutely the fuck not. I can see he's shaking in his sweats over here already.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
We determined that's our dog's voice, by the way.
For Kane?
Yeah, we adopted a dog this last week, and he's very timid. He came from a rough home, but he just like looks disappointed all the time. So that's why he's just like, oh, jeez, Mom, can I have a treat?
Oh, hey.
Oh, fuck.
Can I get on the couch?
Get your shit together.
Get it all together. All right.
And then I turn into Scary Terry, and I'm like, my shit is together, bitch. I'm kidding. I don't yell at my dog like that. But, so we're going to move on from our primetime pies into our starts of the week. I've got a surprise one here at number 1. I'm going to say Slick Sam Darnold. Yeehaw. Versus the Redskins. They are only 16th against quarterbacks.
I'm surprised they're that high.
It's slim pickings
it really is.
I meant to look up. I know the Giants have a bye this week, and I believe
it's the Packers, the Giants, Seattle, and the Titans are all on bye.
So, take those guys out of your lineups. If you're smart, you'll know. Nope. You don't even have to be smart. You just look at your fucking phone, and it says, take out of your lineup.
Get rid of them. No points.
But yeah, I actually really like it. They do give up 19 points per game, and we're looking for usually our QB starts of the week and our tight end starts of the week. We're looking for somebody to kind of stream or somebody who might be on your bench. I mean, that's really what all of our starts of the week are. We're not trying to tell you, like, hey, go out and start Zeke and CMC.
Yeah.
Start Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes.
Because you're going to do that whether we tell you not to or not.
Try that again.
Whether we tell you to or not.
There you go.
I was hoping you just let it go.
Your fucking record just skipped.
Try not to or not.
Try not to or not to. But yeah, I do like that matchup a lot. Like I said, they're 16th against quarterback, 19 points per game. He's looked good the last 2 weeks, so we'll see. He's got a pretty easy cake schedule coming up after it too.
Oh, he's got a good schedule coming up for him.
Who you got?
I took Kyle Allen against the Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Falcons right now are 29th, giving up 25.4 points. But then I wasn't thinking about what they just did to Drew Brees.
I was actually just about to proposition you and see if you would be willing to take a pie bet my quarterback start of the week against your quarterback start of the week.
No, as I like your matchup better.
I technically like your matchup better. I like the talent of my guy more.
I'll take it.
You want to take that?
I'll take that pie bet.
Okay. We'll pay out the same time as we pay out the ones for this week too. So
pie bet on the quarterbacks, whichever one.
I'm betting that Sam
higher.
Darnold finishes higher than Kyle Allen on the week. He is betting that Kyle Allen finishes higher than Sam Darnold on the week.
Booyah!
I'm double dipping here. I'm doing it again.
What?
That fucking meme of Goofy right now. I'll fucking do it again.
I'll fucking do it again. Yeah.
What was this real quick too? What was that joke that said? It was Mickey Mouse. They were asking Mickey Mouse why he wanted a divorce from Minnie Mouse. They said, "You want a divorce because she's extremely silly?" And it's like, "No, I said she was fucking goofy."
Anyway,
made me think of that because you're talking about Goofy. But I'm going Devin Singletary again.
You're gonna give him that shot.
Mm-hmm. Take the shot. Sorry, little Jesus Christ, Pulp Fiction. I was thinking Pulp Friction, which is a finisher for a fucking wrestler. But yeah, a little Pulp Fiction reference. Fuck, man, I'm melting down.
We're getting there, man.
I'm the fucking. What was it the T-1000 at the end of T2? Just fucking. Or Smeagol at the end of Lord of the Rings, whatever. But yeah, I'm taking Devin Singletary again. He has the Dolphins, who average 23.5 points per game to running backs. Frank Gore did steal a touchdown. I think that kind of work will be more towards Devin Singletary this week, and he'll get back on track.
Say, I went with Joe Mixon against the Raiders. Joe Mixon's had 2 big weeks coming into this. I think they're finally giving him more of a shot in that offense in that backfield. Really letting him, run the ball a lot more. The Raiders are 18th against a running back.
Yeah, they've been stronger against rushing attacks than they have against passing attacks. But
so I mean,
I see where you're coming from. It's especially if with Ryan Finley there now. I think they're going to lean a lot more.
They're going to want him to run it. I mean, they're giving up 18 points per game.
Little dump offs to him, stuff like that. And Gio Bernard has a knee injury, sprained knee,
which only helps Mixon's case.
Yeah, he'll get a whole 3 more carries.
Yeah.
But I do like that one a lot. But my wide receiver. You want to take a trip down to LA with me?
To Hollywood!
Yeah, Hollywood Brown versus the Texans, 28th. I have so many jokes in my head that I just can't spit out right now because I'm so exhausted. I promise you guys, content will be better next week. I'm going to bring us some Red Bulls. We'll be a little more up to par. A little
hopefully
up
my work day doesn't drop kick me in the teeth again.
Hopefully my children don't drop kick me in the teeth.
No promises. Your kids are crazy.
Yeah.
But they're awesome.
Dude, this is where I literally was looking behind. I was like, so yeah, Bears at Rams, 6.5 points.
No, that'll be a good match.
Some showrunner I am.
Right?
I'm supposed to be the host. The host
I'm the tech guy, remember?
Yeah. Hollywood Brown versus the Texans, 28th. They've just bled points to wide receivers this year, giving up 27 points per game. I think this is going to be an offensive shootout, not up to par with that Rams-Chiefs game we had last year, but pretty fucking close. I'm thinking at least both teams in the 30s. So I think it'll be a fun game to watch. But yeah, I like him a lot. He got kind of back into the fold this week and got comfortable again after his injury.
I like that pick as well. I went with Terry McLaurin.
I thought about doing that, and then I remembered they just announced that Dwayne Haskins is their starting quarterback for the rest of the year.
Did they really? I didn't see that. Son of a bitch.
He did go to school with him, but
it's still Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
I'm leaning more. Hopefully that shut up, Siri. That it's the Jets defense kind of flops a bit, lets Dwayne actually throw the ball to him,
makes him look good.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets don't have much of a pass pass rush. I always struggle with that. Pass rush. There we go. Did it right.
So the Jets are 31st against wide receivers, giving up 27.7 points a game. So I'm hoping, it's Dwayne Haskins, but maybe this will be the game where he's like, hey guys, I can play football, and gives a lot of points and doesn't make me look silly with this pick.
I do still love Terry McLaurin as a talent. It concerns me without Case Keenum being their starting quarterback, how Dwayne Haskins, if he can progress, they're coming off a bye. We'll see if he's actually retaining the info that he's getting. They're saying he's not picking up the playbook well, or he's not studying it as hard as he should. I feel like they should have done, I don't know if you ever heard the story of what they did to Jamarcus Russell, where they're like, hey, here's some defensive reads to look over, check out this DVD. Comes back the next day, they're like, oh, did you watch those reads that we sent you and those defensive looks? And he's like, oh yeah, I looked them over. They really helped me out a lot. There was nothing on that DVD.
Really?
Yeah. So they fucking tricked him to find out if he was actually watching the tape that they were giving him.
That's funny.
Yeah. So they should have done that shit to Dwayne Haskins to see. But I do still like Terry McLaurin. I'm on the fence about him being a start of the week. That's why I went in a different direction.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Got your tight end, sir?
Had I known that Dwayne Haskins was going to be the guy.
Do you have your notifications on for Sleeper? Because that's where I got it from.
I don't. I turn a lot of notifications on.
Turn your fucking notifications on. It's our job now. Well, it's my only job.
Will
really.
do, Dad.
Yeah.
My tight end start of the week happens to, if you look over my shoulder, went with Jared Cook. He's
oof.
He's bouncing back a little, and by a little I mean one game.
Yeah. After a bye. But
yeah.
Tampa, you don't even have to tell me, and I can't see yours. I know Tampa Bay's 31st against tight ends.
Yes.
Stop. What do you keep bringing Siri up for?
Because I don't know how to not hold my phone wrong. But yeah, they're giving up 11 points to the tight ends.
That's why with mine I pivoted a little bit. The Falcons, Greg Olson is going up against the Falcons, who are 17th against tight ends at only 7 points per game. I think this is just more matchup dependent. Their secondary's been bad. They do have Deion Jones, who's one of the best covered linebackers in the league, and I just like the matchup. He got 10 targets last week. I think Kyle Allen's more consistent with them, and it kind of ties in with your quarterback start of the week. So
yeah,
I actually think, did I double dip? Was Greg Olson my start of the week last week? I think he was.
Hold on, I was going to say I can't. I keep going to look at my notebook, and that's just for
I double dipped twice. I went with Devin Singletary and Greg Olson 2 weeks in a row.
All kinds of double dipping.
Yeah.
It sounds so nice.
I should have went with fucking Jamison Crowder again.
Crowder.
But yeah. All right, guys. That's going to wrap up our starts of the week. No bag o' mail, as I mentioned before.
No bag o' mail.
You got to stop repeating me.
It's funny to me. I'm waiting for you to inevitably just get so irritated you yell at me on the show.
I just fucking chuck something at your fucking forehead.
Just hear it bounce off the mic.
Yeah. Excuse me, guys. AJ has gone into concussion protocol. He is over there in the blue tent. I will be taking over for the rest of this evening.
You need me.
I know how to click stop recording.
Touche, sir.
Once we got it going, man.
Touche.
Car kind of drives itself at that point.
That's a good point. It's like a Tesla.
I'm the Tesla. You're like a fucking piece of shit beater truck. You're your truck in this scenario.
I'd say that hurts my feelings, but it's rather accurate.
You're a 95 Ford F-150 with a fucking mall cup design on the side of it.
It's a 94, and it's a gas station cup, thank you.
Yeah. It looks like a fucking mall cup.
It's one of them
Same difference.
It's old 90s gas station fountain drink cup.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. We'll go on to our CWFL recaps. AJ, this team just overperforms every time he plays me, so...
So that's our second time playing each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and both times I beat you.
And at this rate right now, we would meet each other in the playoffs, I believe. I would be the 2 seed, you would be the 3.
I haven't checked for week 11, but I'm assuming I play your wife week 11, which means she'll just kick the crap out of me, because whoever you lose to, she just destroys.
No. You play Mac. I should rearrange that, though. I think I am going to rearrange
that. Way she gets more revenge.
Yeah, revenge.
Revenge.
But, yeah, it was, like I said, mentioned before, it was a rough week for your boy. My quarterbacks were still amazing.
Your quarterbacks performed super well.
I had 2 of the top 5. I had Dak Prescott and Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saquon Barkley underperformed. Mike Evans underperformed. Cooper Kupp underperformed. Mike Gesicki. Devontae Adams did okay, but I stupidly put Amari Cooper on my bench thinking, oh, he's coming back from an injury, so... Wouldn't
have mattered.
Alvin Kamara underperformed a little. But yeah.
So we move on to Chad and Alex.
Hey, Alex broke 100.
Proud of you. Still lost, though.
But his team is just so young. It's so young.
Stop it. Stop it right now. Get out of here with that. Chad's just looking crazy good right now. And I don't know why.
And there were 3 people in our league that just didn't want to score 200 points. They were right there. You had 198.84, Melissa had 198.8, and Sierra had 198.04.
Yeah. And I didn't realize Chad won that game with somebody going in the negative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, David Johnson. David Johnson!
But yeah, the rest of his team performed pretty alright. Alex is just catching bad break after bad break.
Well, let's see here. I finished in the top half of our league in scoring this week, so that just sucks. I just didn't get the right matchup. Would have beat Alex, would have beat Chad,
you would have beaten everybody but the 3 of us that finished at 198.
Yep. And would have beat Brandon.
At this point, I could probably bench half my team and beat Brandon.
Sierra put an ass whooping on Mac.
Whooping?
I'm going to have to talk to him at the end of the year.
Why?
Buddy, if you listen, we're going to have a discussion on whether your heart's in this or not, because you started D.D. Westbrook, who's on bye.
Bruh.
Yeah. And I can attest for everybody else in this league when we say we don't want people who don't pay attention. Says because he also dropped Kareem Hunt. So after dropping Jared Goff earlier this year and Melvin Gordon in the offseason.
Mac, do we
have a little chit chat on whether he's dedicated or not? Because I want active people, and we paid money for this last year. And have a championship belt, and I want him to have the opportunity to play
to win the belt.
But I also want people who are going to try to win the belt. Yeah. And then Melissa just stomped out Brandon into the cellar and firmly
just dropped. Say he was like, because he beat you last week.
No, he didn't.
I thought he did.
God, no.
I
came back.
That's right. You did come back last week
and beat him pretty handily.
Yeah. So, like, any hope he had of crawling out of the basement, she just kicked him right back down into it, beating him 198 to 109.
That cement has now dried on his team.
And
he's locked in the cellar.
He's not getting out of that.
He's in the consolation bracket already, so.
I don't think
there's... Or the toilet bowl bracket.
I don't think there's anybody that can finish worse than him at this point.
Mac technically could. Yeah, because Mac will be 4-6, Brandon will be 2-8. They could tie, and then if Brandon outscores him.
If Brandon wins out.
Yeah, Brandon would have to win out. But he has more points than Mac right now. On the year. Mac will catch up a little bit, but Brandon has more points than him by a good amount, by 75 points.
So if that can stay the way it is, and Brandon can win out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Mac were to lose out and Brandon were to win out, Mac would finish as the last place regular season team. Doesn't matter because consolation's what determines the toilet bowl.
Yeah, I know.
So.
But yes, that's
all
everything.
Yep, that's all.
Just got. What?
Shut the fuck up. Let me do the goddamn outro. You get the music ready, okay? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted people to hear? The abuse?
I didn't do that one on purpose.
I'm going to need you to drink a tall glass, shut the fuck up, diddle with your phone, get the music ready. I'm going to outro the show, okay?
That one wasn't on purpose, I promise.
It wasn't on poipus? You fucking turtle?
It wasn't on porpoise either. It wasn't a dolphin. Shut the fuck up. The show was broke down into chaos.
Do your job, as Bill Belichick would say. All right, guys, that's all we got for the week. I do want to thank Dave from the Super Movie Brothers. Shut the fuck up. I'm just fucking with you, dude. But yeah, Dave from the Super Movie Brothers has been giving us a lot of pointers and helping us out, and we actually might unveil our new thumbnail here pretty soon, because I actually like his more than ours. We both worked on that. That's not on you. He just added some extra stuff. Don't forget to check out atbsports.net. Give a look at some of their articles. They're pumping them out more and more every day. Give us a follow on Twitter at Beard Bros FF, or at Beard Brothers FF. Check out our Facebook page, our Twitter page. Make sure to follow us on YouTube. We got pie bets coming up, and I think that's all we got. What else?
No, that was really it. We're just a little bit behind, but we're going to be catching up on everything as quick as we can.
Again, I did want to apologize for the quality of this episode because we were both so out of it. It will be better. This was not one of our best episodes. I will admit that.
No, we were very out of it. Yeah. Life kind of drop kicked us today, so next week can only be better.
Hopefully you guys still like it, and keep listening, keep showing us that support, and we love you. We'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye.
And we're passed out.